All right, welcome back to the Daily Mastermind. George Wright III here with your daily dose of vitamin G. I know we need to get you going. I'll tell you what, you may or may not have had a good week, but the question I have for you right now is, how are you going to finish your year out? How are you going to finish the rest of this fourth quarter? I want you to ask yourself a couple of questions. How are you doing right now? How's your year been so far? How are you feeling? Do you feel like you've been productive? Do you feel like you've accomplished some of your goals? Do you have more goals to accomplish? Are you motivated right now? Do you feel inspired to go to the next level? Are you just as passionate, if not more passionate, about your goals right now than you were the first week of January when you set some New Year's resolutions like most people? And what steps are you taking right now? What's your game plan? What are you doing? What are you tracking? How does your plan look? Where are you at on your plan? Are you finishing this year strong? Or do you feel like you're setting up to get the year started in January? That's a really, really big question that I want to ask you, because so many of us, as we get into the holiday season, we begin to go into this mode where we start to get ready to blow it out the first of the year. And I'm telling you right now, you've got to not think that way. And even if you are excited about the new year, right now is the time to grind. Right now is the time to go to the next level and give yourself an edge up or a setup to get ahead of everyone else and to get ahead of your goals in particular. So I want you to stop questioning what you're doing right now. When you get to the end of the year and you get through, a difficult year or even a productive year, a lot of times we start to question ourselves. Stop questioning yourself. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Stop hesitating. Stop resisting. And think about nothing but taking massive, all-out, massive action. Remember, we talked a little while back that the key to getting results is to create decisions with certainty and massive action. You've got to, and I'm telling you right now, we're going into the end of the year, I want you to make some key decisions, create some certainty around those decisions, and take all out massive action. Because I've seen it a million times before. I've done events all over the world, and people, as they start to get to the end of the year, they sort of slow down or they make it to the finish line, or they're getting ready to set up for January. And I want to remind you of something. So whatever you're doing right now, I want you to stop what you're doing. I want you to remember this. And I've mentioned it before. How you do anything is how you do everything. How you do anything is how you do everything. Are you making it to the finish line? Are you pushing through the finish line? Are you finishing your year right now? Or are you just getting started? Are you getting set up to get going? Or are you already executing a plan? I want you to start thinking differently than everyone else around you. That's the whole purpose behind the Daily Mastermind podcast, right? It's to create some inspiration, motivation, and education to help you unleash your potential. And there is no better time. There's no better time to get a leg up, the insider's edge, a step above everything else going on in the marketplace than right now. This is the busiest time of year for business. It is the most successful time of year. It's not the overwhelming time of year. It's not the, I got to spend a lot more money on holidays time of year. It's the time to get yourself set up to crush it in 2022 by creating results right now. So let's talk about that for a minute. I'm just going to do this real quick. I know it's Friday and I want to kind of keep this short, but I want you to do a couple of things. I'm going to give you a couple of steps to think about this weekend as you go into your weekend. Number one, I want you to basically acknowledge and make the decision that the time to start executing is right now. Not the first of the year, not after the holidays. Start now. Start your plan now. All it's going to do, if anything, is give you a head start. It's going to give you much more momentum. You want to be going into January with momentum. You don't want to be slowing down, trailing down. You shouldn't even be thinking of taking 2 weeks off for Christmas. You shouldn't even be thinking about putting things on the back burner or getting started when everyone else does the first of the year. I don't care if you've missed every single one of your goals this year. I don't care if you've missed all of your fitness goals. There's no reason to start in January. The absolute time to start is right now. Second, I want you to remind yourself that games are won and lost in the fourth quarter. Not the first quarter, not the second quarter. You didn't win or lose your goals. You didn't accomplish or not accomplish your goals so far. The fourth quarter, I mean, I can't even tell you how many examples there are of teams that have come back and won the game in the fourth quarter. It's not about what you've done, and it's not about what you're going to do. That's the whole point of this week that we've been talking about, attracting success and living in the present moment. The only time you can execute is right now. So the games are won or lost in the fourth quarter. So don't look back at the last 3 quarters. This is a brand new, fresh start today. Today's the first day of the rest of your life. So what's your plan? And if you don't have a plan yet, you need to stop for a second and not just create a plan. You need to take accountability, responsibility, and accept the fact that you dropped the ball, and you need to pick the ball up and you need to start running with it, and you need to create a clear plan. And here's the thing, don't wait for detail. Don't wait for a fully executable, all drawn out, drafted plan with all the right things in place. Put a general plan together based on the vision of where you want to go and start to execute, period. This is the quarter to do it in. The fourth quarter at the end of the year is the time to do it in, I'm telling you. Third, no more excuses. No more excuses. Tony Robbins talks about the fact that it's going to boil down to resources or resourcefulness. That's the only question. Do you need resources or do you need more resourcefulness? And that's a whole nother conversation we can talk about. But I'm telling you right now, look, I'm going to give you an example. So many of you have obstacles. I don't know how to do this. I don't know where to go for this. I don't know what to do with that. And I'm telling you right now, this week alone, if I kept track, I wish I did. I wish my phone would. If I kept track of how many times I Googled, how do you do this? How do you get better hosting? How do you increase SEO? How do you get better content? How do you create a funnel? How do you, place ads on Facebook? How do you, I Googled, how many ounces of water in a gallon so I know how many bottles of water to drink. You've got to start using resources. It's never been easier, ever, to do design, web, programming, content, marketing. Some of the most ridiculous people out there are crushing it in marketing because they just use Google. So do that and surround yourself. There's no more excuses. Surround yourself with the right people. I just joined a couple of mastermind groups that I'm getting a ton of value out of just being around those people. You are who you surround yourself with. So no more excuses. Okay. So we've talked about executing now, using, games are won or lost in the fourth quarter and no more excuses. But I also want you to get accountable. What a lot of you are missing is accountability. You don't have any kind of a daily scorecard. You don't have daily rituals. You don't keep track. You just think you remember and know what you're supposed to do, and you have no accountability to anyone else. Find someone, whether it's a partner, a business partner, a mentor, a coach, a trainer, your next door neighbor. Have some kind of accountability. Maybe you just need to be accountable to others by posting your intentions. So many of us are afraid to post our intentions because we're afraid we might not hit what we're trying to do. Get accountable. And the other thing you can do for accountability, I talked to one of my partners this week, struggling to kind of, keep some consistency, is put some boundaries and things in place that will require or force you to do things. For example, schedule a meeting if there's a certain thing you need to be working on. Get a trainer so that you know you're going to show up. Get an accountability partner. Find a coach. Find a mentor. Put something in your schedule in place that's going to require you to hit it. So many of us are like, well, I don't want to, what if I'm not prepared? Guess what? You know how many meetings I've scheduled I wasn't prepared for? But because I had that meeting scheduled, I got a ton of shit done during that period of time. That's the goal. Put parameters in place, schedule in place, boundaries in place, and create a scorecard. For crying out loud. Start tracking your results. And I'm talking about in your mind, body, spirit, business, finance, relationships. You should have scorecards, and you should have daily rituals and scorekeeping in all of those categories. Because what you focus on grows. What you track will get results, period. There's so many businesses I've mentored or been a part of that haven't had reporting, and as a result, that stuff never gets better. Scorecard is absolutely important. Now, the key is not to get obsessed with the scorecard. You can't play the game if you're constantly looking up at the scoreboard. But if you're not looking at the score, you don't know how you're performing. So get some accountability. And finally, the last thing I want to mention is this. Don't do the same thing you've been doing unless you're absolutely happy, satisfied, and crushing it. Because past performance may not be an indication of future results. But I'm telling you right now, that's a bunch of crap, because your past performance is totally going to tell you what your future results are going to be. If you're not where you want to be, you need to do something different. It's either going to take some radical changes or it's going to take a massive action. So you see what I'm saying? There's a difference there. Radical change in what you're doing or massive action to do what you know you're supposed to be doing. And the other thing is some of you just need to set bigger goals. Some of you, your goals are so small that you're not going to get where you want to be or you're going to get where you want to be and you're going to wish you'd had a better goal. Create some insanely wild goals. That's going to get you out of your box. That's going to get you to the next level. And here's the thing. I want you to do yourself a favor. Download the Daily Mastermind mobile app so that you've got it right on your phone screen. That's part of why I have it and I use it. And I put the content in there, but it's because it's right there to remind me. You look at your phone every single day. Download the Daily Mastermind mobile app. You've got meditations, ebooks, audiobooks, blogs, podcasts. We're going to start having a whole new series of content as well as interviews of success stories. Join our Daily Mastermind Facebook group. And for crying out loud, I can't tell you enough. Hit me up. Ask me. Let me know what you're looking for. What can I do to help you? I have way more resources than most people that listen to this podcast. And we have people in, I think it's like 25 countries, tens of thousands of downloads. And I'm telling you, you need to hit me up on Facebook or Instagram and let me know what you need. I can help you out. And that's what I'm here for. And that's why I created this. So I look forward to helping you. Please share this podcast. Get to the next level. Today is the day. Today is the day because it's never too late to start living the life that you were meant to live. And I want to see you doing that. So this is George Wright III. This has been the Daily Mastermind. And have an amazing weekend. I'll talk to you on Monday.